Do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.
Hey everybody, this is Dr. Willie Jolley and my beautiful bride, my little elf. Who are you?
Me.
Dee is with me tonight, as always, and we are grateful to be here with you wherever you are. For those who are part of our normal crew, we want to say welcome. And for those who are first timers, we want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. We are the authors of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage. We've been married for going on 40 years. Haven't had an argument in over 38 years. My granddaughter's here visiting, and we were out the other night. She said, "Pop, how is it? I've never seen y'all argue." Now she's almost 30, and she said, and I said, your uncle William is almost 40. He's never seen us argue, so we haven't had an argument in almost 40 years. So what's the secret? And I told her the secret. I want to encourage all of you who want the secret to go to our website and watch our TED Talk at the Jolley Marriage Show at ajollymarriage.com or jollymarriage.com, and watch the TED Talk. It'll give you the secret how we have not had an argument in all these years. Not that we always agree. We disagree quite a bit. But there's a system that we use. It's a formula, and it works. And if you work it, it will work. So do that. I want to reach out, say a shout out to Greg and Linda Kazera from home in West Virginia. You never know where they might be in the world, but they are home tonight. And for all of the others who are joining us online, we're grateful to have you, and glad you are a part of our community. If you're a first timer, just put something in the chat. Let us know where you're from, and want to let you know we're grateful to have you. We want to talk tonight. As you see, we're ready for our holiday Christmas season. I am not quite Santa Claus, but I got my elf. And she's a cute little elf too. I'm going to keep her. And so we want to talk about what are some of the issues people have that happens in holiday and Christmas, a holly jolly Christmas. We want you to have a holly jolly Christmas. By the way, we did a song, my nephews and I, about the holly jolly Christmas. They're both very well-known musicians, Nate Jolley and Noble Jolley Jr. And it's on our newsletter. Everybody should be on our newsletter. If you're not on our newsletter, just go to, let's see, where do you sign up? wjwow.com. wjwow.com, and you get lots of goodies from my XM show, from my daily radio show, my daily messages, just to inspire people, and people around the world are saying it's having such an impact. So I'm grateful. wjwow, WOW, wow.com. All right. Navigating Christmas with relatives, with the spouse, with your significant other sometimes can be challenging. And so
I think the answer is very simple.
What's the answer?
Yes.
The answer is yes.
Mm-hmm.
What's the question?
Doesn't matter. Yes, dear.
Okay, well, let's talk about this then. One person wants to have Christmas with their relatives in another state, and you want to have Christmas with your relatives in a different place. You just say yes all the time to that?
Yes, dear.
My memory says that wasn't the case years ago. Is this a new situation?
Yes, dear.
No matter what, it's yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
All right. Okay. Our friend Malcolm Roberts, this is a good story. Malcolm Roberts is our trainer, he's been my trainer for many years, been my friend, goes to the same church, First Baptist Church of Glen Arden in Maryland, under the pastorship of John Kenneth Jenkins Sr. And so Malcolm he's in his 70s, got these big muscles. He's a trainer, bodybuilder, looks fantastic, very handsome guy. He just got remarried to his wife, and they've been. Did he say they've been separated for 10 or 20 years?
At least 10.
At least 10.
They're going to come. They're going to be on our show as
in the new year.
In the new year.
Yes,
Mhm.
they're going to be on the show. How did they come back together?
They reconnected and remarried.
Wow.
So they were married, divorced for many years.
Yeah.
I don't know, at least 10.
Well, there's another one. Here's another story. Today's Washington Post. If you have in Washington, you can see it. B2. A first love gets a second chance nearly 50 years later. Here's the story. Bob Winrich and Faye Gamble were married under a tree in a relative's backyard a few weeks after Faye learned she was pregnant in 1951. She was 16 and Bob was 21. But they were in love and decided to make a go of it. Their son was born, then they had 3 more children and settled into a busy life in Pennsylvania's Lancaster County, where Bob ran a house painting business and Faye was a nurse. But 24 years later, in 1975, their marriage hit a rough patch and the couple divorced. They both eventually remarried and remained friendly toward each other, attending holiday events with their 4 children and celebrating together at birthday parties with their grandchildren. A lot of times, divorce is bitter and painful, and people never get past it. Their daughter said, but our parents did. They even sit together. They even would sit together in the same pew at the church. After Bob's and Faye's second spouses died, Carol noticed they seemed lonely, so she invited them to play cards with her and her husband at their home in Reamstown, Pennsylvania. Soon there was a little electricity between the two of them, and Carol, their daughter, noticed them spending time together. They started hanging out together, and it was obvious they really enjoyed each other's company. And they eventually got back together and remarried just recently, 50 years after they first got married. Isn't that something? What a great story. Great story. And so Malcolm and his wife just got married during this holiday season, or due to December, and wanted to remarry after 10 years of being divorced. At least 10 years, maybe 20. So what we are saying is that is why we wrote the book, to save marriages, enhance marriage. Now, it had nothing to do with these people who've been married 50 years. But Malcolm and his fiance at that point came to my one-man show and got my marriage book, and they're now remarried. So I think there's always hope. That's what we want to say, isn't it?
Yes, dear.
I love it. She's a cute little elf. She's the cutest elf I know. Sharon Fanto is on from Atlanta, about to move to Florida.
Oh my goodness, she's everywhere. Congratulations.
She started her own consulting firm. And,
we want to know more.
Coaching and consulting. And
in the media space or what?
No, leadership coaching. Because she's been a leader for many years in media. So welcome. What a fun topic. Brian and I celebrated 20 years on the first. They'll be 20 years from 1105 to 1125, trying to catch up with us too. Hey, keep working. I tell you, it's worth keep working. Suncomb joined us on IG. People are joining from all over the place, and we're grateful. Remember, you can see it now, or you can watch it on the replay on the Jolley Marriage Show on YouTube. And you can tell all your friends and family members, you need to go watch this show. And we want to encourage you to follow us on all the social media. All right. I love y'all, Sharon and Brian. Okay. Well, let's talk about, that was a great story about this holiday season. But what are some of the other issues people see during holiday seasons? What happens if we talked last week about people who get a gift that they don't like, and they keep getting it, like it was a charm bracelet, and the wife said, I'm tired of getting the cheap what do they call trinkets for the charm bracelet? What do they call it? The little charms. Thing. Okay, charms. Okay. Mm-hmm. And she said, I hate it, but he keeps giving to me every year. So what you said was, you need to tell him. You need to tell him, and nicely though, with love, with kindness. Let him know that.
So here's my statement.
Yeah, your statement.
Everything is about the communication.
Everything.
And I don't care what issue it is, it always comes back to how you talk to each other. And that seems to be a fundamental issue always.
That, and you know
Always.
what? You know, in the book we say there, and again, Jolley Marriage Show. You can get. I mean, at the jolleymarriage.com, you can get the book. Get 2 copies, one for you and one for your significant other. And in the book we say there are 3 big boulders that break up marriages: sex, money, communication. Of the 3, the one singular or the most important of the 3 is communication. Because if you have
common thread,
that's it.
Is communication.
Right, because if you have good communication, you'll have a better love life. Have good communication, you have a better money management and money life. And so communication.
So how do we help people get better communication, particularly during the holiday time?
Well, why don't you tell us? I know you've got some. I know you have done some research, my little elf. Go ahead and tell them what they need to do. And and y'all can pitch in, Greg and Linda.
Everybody.
What do y'all do during the holidays? What things have you seen with family, friends, with their drama during the holidays? Talk about
how do you
put it in the chat.
How do you prevent drama, or how do you manage it?
Okay, well, both. How do you first prevent it if you can?
It requires communication.
Yes.
And I think the very first thing is that you have to be honest with yourself about what you're feeling about the situation. Before you open your mouth to share your thoughts with your significant other about what you want to do, you have to be honest with what you're feeling. Why don't you want to go visit his relatives or her relatives? What's the underlying issue? Once you're honest with yourself about that, then you could come up with strategies of how to approach your spouse or significant other with, this is how I'm feeling. Here's some suggestions. So instead of just complaining about a situation, you need to have something in your arsenal as an alternative if you don't want to go along with whatever that traditional program is. Does that make sense to you? Okay, so then if you agree with that, then what are some strategies?
Okay, let me bring up some Sharon Fanto. I'm asking y'all to put stuff in the chat of the things you might have heard about, some of the challenges that happened during this. She said in-laws can be a holiday challenge. The family that hasn't loved or accepted the spouse. She said, I am not in that camp. Thank God you and Brian are great, married 20 years in January. But we have friends who, after 15 years of being married, are still not loved by their daughter-in-law. Woo, that's right. And the Coursera said, if people forget the reason for the season, they can allow the stresses of gifts, parties, decorations, etc., to interfere with the season. That's right. That's exactly right. So what's the reason for the season? Let's make sure that's a great point. Reason for the season. We make it clear. Jesus is the reason for the season. No Jesus, no Christ, no Christ, no Christ. Christ must. We call it Christmas, but it's Christ must. And it's because Jesus was born. That's why we celebrate the season. Now, also,
I think that's lost so many people because everybody's running around. Now you say I'm a Grinch. Now see, I accept that. Okay. We are so completely
we are totally different
camps.
Yeah.
But I love him. But I accept the fact that he says I'm a Grinch. Now, what? You say I'm a Grinch because I don't want to go run around and buy gifts, a toy, a trinket. He's got to have a toy, a trinket under the tree. And what if he doesn't like the toy or trinket? So my logical mind says, tell me what you want. What are your options? What options should you give me so I can select from something? This whole thing of, well, you ought to know what I want. That's stupid. Give me some options, 3 or 4. Give me the price range and let me surprise you with one of the things that I know you might like. And it's got to fit in the budget. so that we're not upside down. Or at least I'm not upside down at the beginning of the year because I can't pay it off. And it should be an enjoyable thing. Like this year, we're all going to dinner. We're doing something different.
We're giving less gifts because people are grown and all of them have jobs and are self-employed. We're going to have experiences.
So we're going to have a Christmas Eve dinner out. Why? Because I'm tired of cooking. I cooked Thanksgiving. We had people over Thanksgiving and everything. And so we're going out for Christmas Eve dinner. And where are we going? Maggiano's. You can get big bowls, get whatever you want. And I can enjoy listening to them and having conversation as to what's going on in each of their lives, as opposed to making sure that this person is served this. Let me get some more stuff out the freezer. Let me put these dishes away so that I can enjoy. And it's worth it to me to do that. So I can enjoy them and what everyone is doing.
By the way, Maggiano's was one of her favorite restaurants, so she chose Maggiano's. So, and Sharon said, you're being very logical, Dee. But also, Brian's love language is gifts, and I like gifts. I like Christmas.
So I have to. How do I? Which is his. He's just got to have that thing. Tell me some things that fit the parameters so I then can pick something for you. And then you made it easy. You said, okay, give me some gift cards, right?
Yep. Because then I can choose. Because I like bike stuff. I'm a cyclist. And
I can't he's so picky. He's like, I took the seat back because the seat back didn't fit my butt right. Now, how am I going to know what fit his butt, huh? So that's it. Or his cleats, because he has clip-in shoes. How am I going to know? I wouldn't know that.
This is true.
Right?
That's right.
But the thought of giving him a gift card to that store or an American Express gift card or a gift card to a restaurant that you might like, and some are so outrageously priced, but I'm not saying that's, But
she knows I'm a foodie on top of that. On top of everything else, I'm a foodie.
And he likes Thai food, and I don't understand. So it would be a mistake for me to try to prepare something when giving him the gift card to some place that he likes. Then he can pick exactly what he wants, because that shows. So it shows love because he knows how difficult it is. It's like I get a brain freeze trying to figure out gift stuff.
Yes, you do. So, and this has been going on for 40 years. 40 years. I've been calling her a Grinch.
No.
Yes.
No, it was before.
Actually, before 40 years.
Before
44.
We were married. Because when we started dating, and it was a September, my birthday is in October. And I said to this young man, please don't get me a gift. Because first of all, I didn't know it was going to last. I did not want to be beholden to him. So I'm like, just don't get me anything. Let's just develop a relationship. Because I see gift giving as making somebody beholden. That's how I experience.
And you did not expect me to be around this long. That's for sure. She did not expect me to be around. I asked her to marry after dating for a couple of years. I asked her for 2 years. Would she marry me? She said, no. Go ahead. Okay.
So what do you do?
Yeah.
When the simplest thing, I want to go here for this family. I want to go there. Why can't you just pick a year? Let's do your year here with your family. Let's do this year with my family. Why can't you just alternate? That's a thoughtful thing to do. Now, sometimes couples are not thoughtful. Well, but you know what? You probably knew that before you married them. I know. I'm not. And you're not going to change them. So those who are not married need to listen to the show because you stuck with them. You're not going to change people. You have to figure out how to work around difficult situations, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you got a difficult situation like dinners with, I had one uncle who loved to get under your skin. And I was young enough to really realize that all I had to do was smile and be pleasant, because he got on my last nerve. And back then, you were respectful of your elders and you did not talk back, right? You didn't.
Correct.
You weren't a smart mouth.
Right.
So he was not, how I say it, I realized I could not have articulated it back then, but he had to be, give a one-upping so any kind of conversation that you had. And we'd gone off to college and this kind of stuff. He was not college educated. And I realized something in my spirit said that he needed to be right. Did you have people like that?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, ugh, all right, now we're going out to dinner, big family dinner, oftentimes at his house. He had been successful. And so you would just be pleasant. And there were some things you have to set boundaries for yourself. Everybody's not going to cooperate, but you can set boundaries. That's like a one. So first, you have to identify what your own issues are and be honest with yourself as to what you're feeling in terms of holiday time and the relatives that you're going to see. It's like, oh, so-and-so makes me cringe. Let me get myself together emotionally because I know this is what I'm dealing with.
Yes.
Then once you understand who you are, because that's the only thing that you can really control, right? Then you have to set your boundaries. So a lot of the information I've read is kind of like, oh, okay. It's kind of the whole idea of set boundaries. Well, how can you set boundaries for yourself unless you're honest with yourself and this is what I'm feeling, right?
Right.
So set boundaries. So what does it mean to set boundaries? Oh, that's not even a topic of conversation. And the controversy right now is still ongoing. Let's say the election. Right. The controversy. Yeah, it's not even a topic of conversation.
Don't bring that up.
Nope. Okay. No. And if they do, oh, you know what? Let's not go there.
All right. There you go. All right. What else? Oh,
so if you set boundaries and say certain things are off limit, then how do you change the conversation? Yeah, you have to be prepared to switch the conversation or code switch to something else.
You know, I heard a great thing, and this is going to be part. I got a new book coming out first quarter, almost finished, called Rich is Good, Wealthy is Better. And I heard someone say that many people in their families have been conditioned to say at family events, don't talk about religion, don't talk about politics, don't talk about money. Don't talk about those three things. Don't talk about religion, politics, or money. And I think...
do you actually say that? Okay, we're not going to talk about religion, politics, money. Do you just say?
Well, it's kind of like people have been conditioned. Don't talk. Here the things are off. So let me talk. But we in our family are bringing money as part of the thing we always talk. Now, we always talk about God and how good God is, and everybody who knows us knows when you come to our house, we're going to talk about God and thank Him. Thank God. Now, we're not going to beat you up with the Bible, but we're going to give God glory. We're going to pray before we eat. We're going to talk about how God has been good to us and we're grateful. We're going to talk about. We don't really talk about politics per se, but we might have an opinion, but we don't dwell on that. What I do want to talk more about is money. I want our children to know about money, how to save money, how to invest money, how to be disciplined about their money, how to think and have financial literacy. Because we're working hard. We've created a trust. That's the reason why. We've created a trust so that our house and our properties and our insurances all go into the trust that will benefit future generations. And if we don't teach them, they will never get to the future generations.
I would say something much more immediate. I mean, you talk about the trust and setting this stuff up for 100 years. If we look at like the conversation we had with a friend today in terms of one person who was married last year, she appeared to be healthy, and she's died last week. Yep. And then we have another friend who we hadn't seen her in almost a year, and she's shrunken. She has cancer and she's shrunken. Yeah. So it's not just for future. How are you managing your resources now? That's what we talk about with our children. Because if you're not managing your resources and your family member gets ill, your mom, your dad, whatever, who's going to help them if they have not already set up insurance or have savings? So we're all kind of in this thing together.
Right. So we talk about money. We encourage people. And then, as we said, we're doing experiences this year. We don't ever go broke or go into debt for Christmas. We stopped that years ago. We have a budget. We stick to it. We don't go off the deep end. We find out what we're going to buy. We think about it. We talk about it. But we don't go into debt paying on a credit card for this year that you're paying all year round. We don't do that. And some people, that could be an argument. So some people say, shoot the wad at Christmas time. And another person is saying, no, I don't think that's a wise choice.
I think it is always in the details. And I have learned from so much that I have read that some people go into debt because they have feelings of guilt. They have feeling now Christmas time. I need to show them that something happened. I didn't do this. I need to. So it's an emotional decision, and the retail market plays on that. None of the commercials say, go to the secondhand store.
No, they don't.
None of the commercials say, well, you can just buy this amount. No. Everybody is excited to spend their last dollars on the credit card. And when you spend on the credit card, you really don't know the total that you've spent. Not unless you're looking at, which I do. Okay, if I use a credit card, let me see how much I put on there today. Then I need to go pay it off right then. Right?
Well, we pay off our credit cards when they come due.
Well, you're different than me because see, we're different because yours is automatically paid off every month. I look at because I use mine for the household.
Stop. You
told me you did that. What?
You use one of yours for household items.
Yes.
Because I got a household account.
Right.
And then you got a personal one, right?
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So my personal one, it's not just it's paid off at the end of the month just because.
Well, you're not buying household items.
Like that. Oh no. You're mixing apples and oranges. Your household items that you're buying, there's budget there.
Yes.
All right. The stuff that you're buying on your personal one, that's different. Okay. All right. Now, I'm saying to you, my personal one, I calculate how much I'm spending because I know that I got an amount of money I'm not going to go over. And when I hit that, boop, I shut it down. Okay. And I know I'm going to pay it at the end of the month automatic. Mm-hmm. So,
okay.
All right.
I don't do it that way.
All right.
I charge $75 a day. Transfer $75 and then pay it the next day.
So different.
It makes me nervous.
All right. Well, you and I got a different, but it's the same thing. Don't carry any debt over.
The goal is not to carry the debt over. And
so what happens?
I need to look at it.
What happens if you have relationship? Wait. We got to go. Our time is up. We got 2 minutes.
There's a great resource for talking about boundaries, and it's when to say yes and how to say no.
Okay.
So I did a review of that, and it's a book by a Dr. Henry Cloud and a Dr. John Townsend, because we don't do that enough. It is complicated. Emotions.
Yes.
How you talk.
Yes.
How do you manage the conversation of the boundaries? Plan ahead. So we got, you got to identify, what am I really feeling? What am I conflicted about in terms of the holiday season? So I have to own up to how I feel. I have to identify my boundaries of what is off limits. You don't have to keep telling people, I can't talk about that. I can't. Manage your own boundaries and expectations, right?
Right.
Then you got to plan ahead.
Yes.
How do you plan ahead? How do you plan ahead?
How do you plan ahead?
You can plan activities like we've done. Okay, we're going to go as a family out to dinner, so I don't have to worry about cooking for Christmas. Then you can also order so Christmas Day, because half of the world is shut down, or one single meal Christmas Day could be $100 because we look at that. Mm-hmm. And then we planned ahead and we ordered from our favorite restaurants so that we'll have a hodgepodge of items on Christmas Day as people kind of come and go. They get up late. And so after we come from church, we'll have like open house.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll have a variety of things for people to eat.
Right.
So that is planning ahead. Then it's, if you know that you can't handle lots and lots of people at one time, and people get up under your skin,
Mm-hmm.
you have to have what they call self-care.
Right.
Now, what does that mean? Self-care. It doesn't necessarily mean a physical, but it could be emotional, mental health care, which is becoming a major deal now. People
Right.
are discovering, you know what?
Right.
I'm not thinking. I'm upset.
Right.
I need to talk to somebody, or
Right.
I need time alone because they get on my nerves,
Right.
or I can't stand so and so. So we're kind of breaking out. What are you thinking about that might not be healthy? And maybe you need help during this time of year, because you've got, one of the things that they talk about is that the suicide rate goes up,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And people are lonely
Mm.
because all this holly jolly, everybody's not there, and there are a lot of people who are lonely.
Right.
So what do you do?
Well, you have to look. Our time is up. Merry Christmas. 'Tis the season to be.
And you have to communicate. Again, talk to each other, or talk to someone.
Talk to
about
somebody.
what
And you
you're
might need
feeling.
counseling, not just marriage counseling, but also personal counseling, mental health counseling. And it does not make you weak when you get counseling. It helps to keep you strong. So be willing to get counseling. Look, our time is up. I want to thank you for coming. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. When we get back together, it'll be all of those will have been in place. So I love the Hanukkah story. I heard initially with the menorah, the first rabbi said, light all 8 and then take one off every day until you get to 1. But the head rabbi said, no, your thinking is not big enough. Always light to grow the light. And so you start with 1. The next day you do 2. Then you do 3 until you get up to 8. I love that. So happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, and God bless you, and have a great time. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you, Desiree Matthews. She said, great show. Great show. Thank you all. Tell your friends about it. Tell everybody about it. And remember, if you're interested in the event we want to do for the Saturday after Valentine's, send us an email saying, I'm interested. We'll let you know more as we're putting it together. If we get enough people say they're interested, we'll do it. So email us at info@williejolly.com. info@WILLIEJOLLEY.com. Go to Jolley Marriage, see the TED Talk. It's free. Go to Jolley Marriage, get 2 copies of the book. Not free, but we give you a deal when you get 2. We give you 2 almost for the price of 1. And then get the bundle as well, the audio book, the workbooks, the seminar on success. And we'll see you hopefully next week. And we want to wish you all, to your families, a blessed Christmas and holiday season.
Holly jolly Christmas.
Hey, we're on our way out. See y'all soon.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.